Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? You know who it is. It's your boy TC. It's TC Allen Live Show. And listen, we have a treat for you today with my dear friend and brother, Doug East. He is a multimillionaire and a beast in his field in insurance. And he's a wealth creator, which means that he creates wealth and he can teach you how to own your own bank, be your own bank. And he is also a wealth coach. Now, he has done multiple things, owned nine businesses, and has 20 years plus experience in the field. And I know he can help you. Now, listen, you want to like, tag, and share this, and make sure you put somebody on because he's going to share some game with you that you need to build wealth in this recession. You know what's going on. The banks are closing, and everything is going haywire right now with the digital Fed coin that's coming out real soon. Watch out for it. And so you know how things are going to shift in the next couple of months. And so you want to be prepared and ready for what's going to happen. It's coming. It's going to happen whether you're ready or not. And we want to prepare you with some tips and tools and strategies from our dear brother Doug Ease to make sure that you're in position to build wealth even in the midst of recession. I told you all last year that oftentimes when recession takes place, when pandemics take place, inventions arise. Things with the inventions arise, things become apparent that there's things needed to make money and to move things forward. And so God blesses us with ideas and bring things that was in our head to manifestation, and wealth is created. And so I want him to share with you how he built his wealth with his family and the things that he has going on in his life. Listen, this is going to be a treat. So you want to stay tuned and listen. Don't be stingy. Share this with somebody and let them know that TCL Live is on. And Doug Ease is our special guest, and he's going to share some game with you. So you better get ready because you don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. We'll be right back in a minute.
Kid old enough for money but too young to deal with a checking account? Oh, and you don't really want to deal with cash? You need the Cube Kid Card. Reload right from your bank account, set parameters, and spend just like a normal debit card. If the card is lost, no problem. Without the app, the balance is zero. Get yours at cubemoney.io.
Formula of the best business in the world is three things. You may want to write them down because it's going to help you completely in your thinking of business. Three things. Number one, you got to be able to say, one, I'm helping others. Because if you don't add value to others and help others, it's going to show right away. Nobody's going to want to come in with you. It's just, if there is no value for others, they're not buying it. Number two, I'm having fun. What is having fun? That means I'm growing, I'm contributing. So if you're growing, that means you have profit, right? Contributing, you're helping others. And number three, and I'm making a profit. Think about it. If you're just making money, but you're not having fun. If you're making money and helping others, but not having fun, sooner or later you're going to say, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm just tired. I'm just feeling like I'm giving and giving and giving. You start complaining. What if you're having fun, you're helping others, but you're not making money? You guys say, what the heck is going on with this? I'm working too hard. This is like brokers. A lot of brokers, real estate agents do that. It's just, they have fun in the beginning. They feel they're learning, growing, but then at the end of the day, they say, I'm helping so many people make money and I'm not making enough. How fair is that? What if you're having fun, having profit, but you're not helping others? They will revolt against you sooner or later. So this is the perfect formula. It couldn't be any simpler.
Struggling with anxiety, depression, or relationship issues? Do you feel like you're not living up to your full potential? If so, it's time to seek help from the Allen Counseling Clinic. Our founder, Shelly Allen, is a licensed and certified marriage and family therapist who is dedicated to helping individuals, couples, families, and groups overcome their challenges and reach their goals. With her interactive and innovative approach, Shelly will work with you to create a personalized treatment plan that meets your unique needs and helps you achieve the results you desire. At the Allen Counseling Clinic, we believe that therapy should move you to thrive. Our tagline says it all. We want to help you not just survive, but truly thrive in all areas of your life. With our compassionate and supportive approach, you'll have the guidance and resources you need to make positive changes and live your best life. Don't wait any longer to start your journey to a happier, healthier you. Contact us today to schedule your appointment and experience the difference that therapy at the Allen Counseling Clinic can make. Call us now at 424-295-6227. That's 424-295-6227. Call now.
Passive income pay for your toys and stuff. And always remember, depending on the type of toy you buy, determines what kind of businesses you're gonna be scaling up to. It's all about leveling up all day, every day.
Leveling up all day, every day. Welcome to the show, Mr. Doug Eves. I appreciate your time, sir. Thank you. You are the man.
Man, thank you so much, TC Allen. Man, long time. How you been, man?
Excellent, man. I've been doing phenomenally well. The Lord has been good to me and my family, and just building wealth as yourself, and showing others how to do the same, and making sure that we are in position to combat everything that's coming up, because we know as financial and people who are in the industry of investing, things like that, we know what's coming up. We want to make sure we share with others so they can get an arc too as well. And so I just thank you for coming to the show, taking time with us, because I know you're busy. And so please share with us, who you are. I know who you are, but share with the people who you are and your background.
Yes. So my name is Douglas Eze. I'm originally from West Africa, Nigeria, and I've been in the financial services industry for over 25 years. I started very young. I was waiting table at IHOP when I got introduced to the industry, and didn't know a whole lot about finances. Just knew about my parents' finances. That's all I knew about. But coming to America, I left Africa when I was 18 years old. I moved to Canada, lived there for a little bit, but America was where I needed to be. That was the final bus stop. Canada was just I call that the practice country. You got to get close to where our black brothers and sisters are in. So I came here, man. I found my way across the border and just came into the US. Nobody was stopping me coming in. So I came, was waiting table at IHOP, and somebody handed me a business card. And I took the card. I called the lady and went for an interview. And she said, they're in the financial service business. I said, okay, they sell insurance and they do financial products. I said, all right, cool. I'm interested. And I want to do it because you invited me. And she said, yeah, I actually give my card out to a lot of people, especially all the people that work there at the IHOP. You're the only one that called me. I'm like, oh, really? Because I was feeling special. I thought, since she gave me a card, man, let me call. I thought it was just me she gave the card to. I didn't know she was prospecting. Found out later, But it's a good thing, It's always good to have an open mind, and just listen, and then have the heart and the mind to also, you know, get rid of the stuff that is not meant for you. And but as God will have it, this was something the door that God was opening for me. And at the time, I didn't know all that. I remember living in Africa, 18 years old, and I told God that I want to be a millionaire at 24. And it didn't happen at 24. God listened. God heard them. He heard the message. He heard me say that. But he knew if he gave me $1 million at 24, I'd probably be crazy on the street because I wouldn't know what to do with it. So, but what he did do was put the pot and put that woman in front of me to give me that card at that moment, and then I just followed the road, and all I wanted to see was people that were successful in the business. And I saw a lot of people that looked like me because the company that I went to was a company. It's all owned by a very successful black woman back then, and and I saw these young black men just in BMWs, Mercedes Benzes. I'm like, man, all right, and all I gotta do is talk and sell money. Sign me up.
That's amazing to come here from Nigeria, and you prayed before you came over here. You said, Lord, I want to be a multimillionaire before 24, and you had a vision. As someone who loves leadership, I always ask leaders what's their vision, and so you had a vision before you came over here. Where there is no vision, the people perish. And so you know how important vision is. What's your vision for 2023? And so coming from Nigeria, going from IHOP to insurance and growing in that field, and now you're a multimillionaire. We just saw your Rolls Royce delivered to your house in front of your mansion, sir. Bless you, God bless you, King. And so we see how the Lord has blessed you. And so, what is your vision as a leader as a king in your field? What's your vision for 2023?
I'll tell you, just to take you a little bit back, right? I got COVID when it was hot, right?
Oh,
COVID
wow.
came, yeah, I went to Africa because I have a company in Africa that we've brought to America now, but we do business in Africa. It's a technology company called Camway,
Mhm.
and we use that for tracking vehicles, transportation, tractors, all kinds of things we could track, So we're gonna go. There was a big business that I wanted to go close in South Africa. So my business partner back then was in South Africa. So so I flew out to South Africa during the middle of COVID. But flights were moving. The ones that were moving was a flight Ethiopian Airlines. So I flew that to South Africa. But also one of my clients, she lived in Gambia, and so she called me, and she moved from America to Gambia during COVID because she could work remote. And she was showing me her father's property that she's building with him and helping him build an apartment and everything. I'm like, what? Gambia? I've heard of Gambia, but I never been. I said, man, I want to come to Gambia. She said, yeah, you should come check it out. And then, one of my other friend had introduced me to a guy that owned a resort in Gambia that
Wow.
used to live in America that owned a resort. So I called my boy. I said, hey, I want to go to Gambia and I want to stay in that resort. And he said, all right. So he connected me with the owner, and I booked my flight and everything. I went to South Africa, did my business, and then I flew to Gambia. So I was in Gambia for about a week, and then on my way back, I got COVID. But I thank God that I got it after. I mean, it felt like malaria because I thought it was malaria at first, but then it was real COVID, and I was sick for I was in the hospital for 8 days, man. So it
Wow.
was rough. Yeah, that 8 days was crazy, but that gives you time to actually now sit back down because God knows how to just make you sit back and and just figure out stuff. But one thing that got me so excited was the fact that a lot of people were praying for me
Mhm.
that I didn't even know. I remember one of my friend called me and said, my brother is praying for you. I'm like, your brother? She said, yeah. I said, I can't remember him, but she said, yeah, you don't remember, but years ago, he was stranded in DC, and I called you and said, hey, my brother is stranded. He can't get back to. He lost his wallet. Can you do it? And you said, yeah, you got him. And then you went and picked him up took him to put him up in an apartment or somewhere or hotel. I can't remember the whole thing. And then you give him money, and then the next day he flew back to Florida. I'm like, wow. He said, yeah, I told him you were sick, and he started praying for you. I mean, so many people that I met, even in Gambia when I left, were praying for me. So I was like, man, so at that moment, I was like, okay, this so it's always good to do good. And I remember, because when you're in, because in COVID, when you're in the hospital, you're in the ICU by yourself,
Right,
you
right.
know. But I tell you, man, I was just playing Christian music, just getting gospel in me, and just letting just God, because you're on drugs too. They put up, man. I was loaded up with all these, drug for the antibiotics, right? So makes you hallucinate at night too.
Right, right,
So
right,
now,
right.
for my mind to be right, I had to listen to music because I was seeing crazy stuff. But at that moment, man, after COVID happened, I did a video when I came out, and I said, you know what? The old Douglas is dead. Watch out for Douglas 2.0. And
Now I
when I
got I got to stop you right there because that's I didn't know you had COVID. However, I know over 70 people literally who has died from COVID during the pandemic. In
yeah,
Detroit and around the country, friends,
yeah,
family, church family that I know who has passed from COVID. And
yeah,
here you are, one in a million who is alive and well and doing well. I know you thank God that you didn't
oh
die in it, but you made it through it. And so,
yeah, yeah.
how did that ignite your faith? How did that give you a gratitude that you're still here and that God has a purpose for your life?
Yeah, definitely, man. Especially when you realize, because sometimes, we're moving and we're moving fast, right? And you don't realize how many people you're touching when you're moving, especially if you're doing God's work and and you do it for Him, not for the people, right? You just do what you're supposed to do. I mean, you help the people that you're supposed to help.
Right.
I mean, I remember a guy in Gambia before I left, because when I leave any country or anywhere, any hotel, I give away money, right? Just, people that help me when I'm there, that took care of me, I give them tips, right? Before I leave. And this young boy came, and he was like, man, thank you so much. You gave me $200. You don't know how much that's done, because my mom's roof caved in, and I was trying to figure out how to fix that roof. I'm like, man, just I appreciate you, but I thank you that for sharing that with me, and he did that. So when all these folks heard that I was sick and they started praying, so I was start thinking. I said, man, God listens to prayers, and I believe when God heard their prayer, because God is busy, man. Folks don't realize. I mean, He has a battle. He's battling with the devil, man. So the devil is trying to take God's children. He's coming in heavy, and God is busy trying to fight him off. And then I believe deep down in my heart that he heard the prayer and he said, "Oh no, he's good. All right, he'll be fine." And he's gonna get up, and that's it. Don't worry about it. He's good. So I also, committed myself at the same time, and just saying, you know what, the second go around, he ain't going on no play. So first thing I needed to do first was get engaged, to my beautiful wife now, and I
Beautiful.
bought her beautiful. I mean, God makes things happen, man. I've known her for a while, and I said, man, no more. We're gonna get engaged. I'm gonna marry. I'm gonna take her to the Maldives, and I'm gonna propose to her in the Maldives, and I did that. Flew my business partner and his wife, and they met me in the Maldives, put them up in the resort, and then we just, I bought her a beautiful, you know, I spent some six figure, ring, make sure she understand that all these years that I've known her, I want to make sure she know I appreciate her. So I have to put that big rock in there. I ordered that stuff while I was in the sick bed, because I knew
Wow.
where I wanted. I was sick when I placed the order. I thought that maybe I
Wait,
was
wait, wait,
drugged.
wait. So you're saying while you were in the hospital on your sick
Yeah,
bed, you was like,
yeah,
Lord, if you give me a second chance, I'm going to get
I'm
everything I need to get in order.
yeah, I ain't playing. I ain't playing. I said, no, man, we're moving. There's a picture one of the nurses took, of me. I was in front of my computer. I was still working, still doing stuff, still, doing what I needed to do. A lot of people, because I'll give you this too, because I wasn't a big, because again, remember, I was listening to all these propaganda folks talking about COVID ain't real, all this stuff, right? You're listening to all these people, and boom, once it hits you and you get it, and you're like, oh,
It's
this
real.
is real. This stuff is real. So because of me, a lot of people, I reached out to me. I did a video and sent out to a lot of folks and said, man, you need to go get the vaccine, man. Get it. Don't play. And so many people went and did it, and so it was fun. We went to Maldives, got married, got engaged, and then came back and together. And then the house I bought, again, same thing. I was just on Facebook. I wasn't looking for property. I knew, okay, I'm engaged, we're gonna buy stuff. I was still playing. I was like, man, maybe we'll get a condo, because I'm not a big, mansion kind of guy. Like, I never when people always ask me, how come you don't have a mansion? I'm like, man, I don't want to pay for that maintenance, right? It's a lot of maintenance. But man, God makes things work. If you believe in Him, everything works out. So I had a
Yeah.
guy that was working in my house, in my single family home. He always come. He was my handyman. So when I saw this mansion on Facebook, I sent a message to the agent. I said, man, this mansion is nice. She said, well, it's already, there's a contract on it. I'm like, really? So she said, but you interested in other properties? I said, well, let me take a look. And then we drove out and saw some other places. I said, nah, that mansion is what I want though. She's like, well, the guy's about to close. He's going to, he's doing his inspection. He's going to close on it. I said, well, tell me whenever he changes his mind, call me. She
You
said,
said
yeah,
that's mine. That's mine.
you claim it. And guess what? The next day, she sent me a text message at 5:30 in the morning and said the guy changed his mind if I was still
Wow.
interested. I said, yeah, I mean, I'm still very, very much interested. Let's go. She said, okay. Because it was already put up in the market, she didn't want the agent to pull it off. So she called the agent and said, listen, the first guy changed his mind, but I found somebody else that's already pre-qualified. He's good. He's ready to go. So let's say, all right, cool. Let's go with him. So I said, but I want to do an inspection though, because the other guy didn't want to do an inspection. He changed his mind on that too. He didn't want to do, he wanted to buy it as is. I said, nah, I want to do an inspection. We did an inspection. I got them to give me about $50,000 back in a
Whoa.
seller's market. In a seller's market.
So you
So,
you got off your sick bed and start moving in faith.
man, we started moving, man, crazy, bro. And but everything worked out perfectly. And we got married here I spent another 3 months to make it the way we want it. And I mean, it's great. I love it. And it's just life, man. And you wait for the right things, and things are happening. God has blessed me with a good business where I educate a lot of people all over the world,
That's
just
good.
sharing knowledge, financial knowledge. So
But
it's a good.
when you on your sick bed and you said, Lord, give me another chance, and then you said it's not about the money, it's about what you have for me. Let's look at this clip and let's talk about this clip.
Worship money. Understand that. I could lose 10 grand today and I'll be okay. Why? Because I'll use it as the way for me to identify who it is that I'm doing stuff with. Whoever is coming in my circle, and I don't have a lot of friends either. Now, when you're in my circle and we're hanging out, we're doing business, I'm always interviewing people just to understand what kind of life. I don't put money with anyone that I don't trust. And if they betray that trust, that's it. That's cool. They move on. And I say, thank you, God, for making sure you show me this person. And that's an investment for me to know I can deal with this person and I'll go make more money doing other things.
Now,
Yeah, man.
you started off saying I don't worship money, and I invest it, and so sometimes I invest in the people, and if they don't do right, that's just an investment to let me know that they're not for me, and so I move on to make more money. Now in your walk after you got up off your sick bed and start moving in faith, and God showing you different things. Um, Tell me, how did he reveal who was for you and who was against you in the circle, so you can start lining up things not only in your personal life but also in business.
Yeah, I mean, one thing is this: God is always being, around me all the time. And how do I know this? Well, because when you plant positive seeds, you're gonna reap positive harvest, right? The harvest is gonna come. See, you put out the good stuff, you stay faithful, you stay consistent. You're not cheating people, you're not lying to get away, make a quick dollar. You're not doing all that. When you tell somebody you're gonna do something, you do it. If you don't know, if you cannot do it, say I cannot do it. Your yes should be your yes, your no should be your no. There's no, oh yeah, try wasting people's time. No, be who you are. And because of that, I travel. When I go to places like going traveling out of, to other African countries where I don't know no one. I mean, I just go, and God puts the right people around me, positive people, people that, because I'm putting out positive energy. Now, when negative people come, man, that positive energy is going to chase them out. I remember even when I was sick in the hospital, when this nurse walked in full of negative energy, she flew. I never saw her again until I left the hospital, because she didn't even stay in that room. So that's how you know. I mean, so when I've been hurt by people, of course that happens, but you leave it up to God and let God deal with them. I don't. That's not my battle. My battle is just to keep taking care of God's children and the ones that are serious about taking their life to the next level. I'm not interested in the people that make excuses. I'm interested in the ones that are willing to do the right thing. And of course, you're gonna make some, run into the wrong people. Of course, there's always the snakes, right? They're gonna
Right,
show up. You know what? At the end of the day, you can't use because one person messed up to judge other people.
right.
You just keep it going, and let God deal with them and let it happen. God will keep blessing you, and that's all it is.
And he has blessed you. I want to take a look at this next clip, and let's talk about this.
Put your money in places that is not growing. If you have equity in your home, how easy is it for you to go get the money? You still gotta go back to the bank and sit down and beg them, please, I need a loan. That's crazy. I never understood that, so I had to change my mindset quickly. If the bank will give me a mortgage for 50 years, I'll take it. 50 years, I'll take it. You know why? Because my monthly payment will be lower. See, always focus on the monthly payment, not on the interest rate. Focus on how much is coming out of pocket so you could invest the difference in an account that's going to make sense for your future person.
Let's talk about that, sir. I mean, you got some strategies that's uncommon to a lot of people. Now, explain this strategy here because people be like, "What you mean? You'd rather have an extension on your mortgage and what are you talking about? I just pay off the mortgage or pay down. That's not the right strategy because somebody else told me this strategy." Explain
Right.
yourself.
That's right. The thing is this: we've been so much. There's so much brainwashing going on, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
who is brainwashing us? The media, the banks, the government. Man, I was guilty of that brainwashing for years because I was preaching that pay off your mortgage. I had a whole system that you could use to pay off the mortgage in like 15 years, in 10 years. But then I started thinking about that and talking to some successful people that have a lot of money and still have a lot of debt on their mortgage. And they're like, I'm not interested in paying off my mortgage. And I started digging more into it because at the end of the day, you got to understand it. And one thing that, one of my mentors said was, you be in a better position, right? If you have all the money, for example, if you have a liquid cash, let's say you have $500,000 cash and you owe $250,000 on your mortgage. In reality, your mortgage is paid off. Don't you agree? I'm like, yeah, because you could write a check and pay it off, correct? I say, yes, you can. But the reason you have the 500,000 liquid is because you wanted to kill compounding. So now you got to understand the difference between compounding interest and amortized interest. But before we even go into that, let's talk about how you got the loan in the first place. What did we do? We went to the bank, we give them our social security number, They checked our credit. We told them how much money we made. They didn't believe us because they said, give us your 3 months pay stub. You found it. And they said, in fact, we don't like the 3 months. We want 2 years of your pay, of your the W-2 income. We want to see your tax return for the last 2. You went and dug that out from wherever you got it from. And then the next thing you went and got the bank statements to prove that you have money to buy the house. It's a house. And then once you purchase the house, the bank say, okay, here's a check. We'll give it to you on the closing date, and you could move into your quote unquote American dream house, quote unquote generational wealth, because that's the message, right? Generational wealth. So I'm like, wait a minute, but how is this generational wealth? First, then a lot of people, when the bank shows you amortized interest, meaning they show you exactly how much your monthly payment is going to be and how much interest the bank will make for loaning you the money. What do we start doing? We're like, well, I want to save on interest. All right, let's stay stable. You start paying extra $1,000 to pay off the mortgage. So now you don't pay it off in 30 years. Let's say you would have paid the bank, let's just say $200,000. But because you started making extra payment, you only pay them $50,000 in interest. And you like, I saved $150,000. I didn't give the bank $150. My question is, give me $10 from the $150 that you just saved from the bank.
Wow.
Where's the cash? If you saved it, it should be in your bank account. $150,000 cash. But ain't nothing there, zero. Because now you got to start all over and start putting $1,000 away for another time frame. I said, that don't make any sense. I said, why don't you take that $1,000, put in a compounding interest account? And what is a compound interest? It could be your bank account where you're getting 0.25%. That's compounding because it compounds. That's guaranteed. But it's a little bit, but we understand. Or you could find a different account that the media don't talk about. Some financial advisors don't even know how it works because they don't talk about it. Cash val life insurance, that's where I put money in. And it compounds and it grows and it puts protection on your life.
Now,
you win.
wait a minute, because you said something key, because you know me for a while now, and I'm in real estate, and so you made a comment that I felt some kind of way about this comment. Let's watch this clip. Hold on one second.
I've heard people talk about using real estate for generational wealth. So I want to clear that up because I wrote a book called Creating Generational Wealth for a reason. The reason is because I got tired of just hearing folks give the wrong information about real estate. Now, granted, we agree real estate is a great way to build wealth, but that's only if you have plethora of real estate properties. Even with that said, the question is, are you really making a profit?
Now, wait a minute. Because God is not making any more land. So, you talking that real estate is not the proper way to build wealth, even though you can generate wealth from real estate. We understand that, but it's not the proper way to do it because you know of a better way. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so here's the deal, right? Real estate, understand, my point to the people is this. Just because you buy a house, and I see so many people, I want to own a home, I want to own a house, right? And they're struggling to pay that mortgage. I know someone right now that had a stroke, kidney failure. They're about to lose their house that they dumped a lot of money in. They're going to fall. We don't hear, a lot of us, we don't hear about the horror stories. We only hear about the folks that on social media make noise about real estate. I own properties that's making me money. Yes, I do. I've invested with people that make me money based on their investment. Yes. But if you say your house that you live is generational wealth, no, I don't agree with that, because at the end of the day, how many people have lived in their house for 30 years straight? Most people sell it. So why are you dumping money in it to pay it off? What is the reason? The key is invest your money in a guaranteed account, because there's a difference between saving money and investing money. And then once you pile up your cash, and you have great credit, because that's why banks like credit. When you have great credit and you have a lot of cash value insurance money, because that's money. A lot of people don't see it as money, but it's serious cash. You could go and buy properties at a discounted rate because first, your patience. Isn't the whole idea of real estate buy low, sell high, right? Like every investment, if I buy something at a price, I want to sell it at a high price. Like this house that I bought, I bought it at a discount. Why? How did I get a discount? Well, first, the husband of the person that owned the house passed away. So guess what? The wife didn't want the house anymore because it's too big. And I don't blame her. It is big. She had to move out. But guess what? I bought it at a discounted rate, and then I was able to put some stuff into it to make it a home. A house is a place to live. It's when you're paying mortgage, your landlord is the bank. Once you understand it, because that's why they call it a mortgage, they don't call it a house loan. They call it a mortgage because they want to make it sound sexy and all that nonsense, because they're confusing the people. It's just like when you go get a car loan. It's the same loan for a car and a mortgage. I'm driving a car that's somebody's house, but they finance it for the car. They finance it smaller, 7 years, 5 years, or whatever the case might be. I do mine the longest time. I do 84 months. I never worry about what the bank is gonna make. It's like if you loan me money, TC, and you say, Douglas, here's $100,000. I'm gonna charge you 10% interest. So in 1 year, you're gonna pay me back $10,000. Instead of me to take the 100,000 and go make me more money, I'm busy worried about your 10 grand. Like, right. Why am I counting your money? You just gave me 100,000. So why are we counting the bank's money? Take the money and go make yourself some more money. So I love folks, like I have clients that they buy a house and I show them how to buy multiple properties and rent out the other house and let that house be paying their mortgage. Now that's what we're talking about. That's an investment.
Now that's an investment. That's an investment right there. Now when it comes to whole life versus term insurance and how to be your own bank, you explain some of that and how to use that money to grow your wealth, buy real estate, invest in stock, and everything else. What is your strategy? Whole versus term versus loan from the bank versus borrow from your insurance policy. What's your strategy and what's the quickest way for someone like myself or anyone who's listening to get in the game and say, I want to use your strategy to build wealth?
Yeah, definitely. So one thing that we do at our agency is we help families get them out of debt, including their mortgage, in less than 9 years, without them spending any additional money. See, that's the difference. They're not making extra payment to pay off their debt. They're not making extra payment to pay off their mortgage. In fact, what we show them is how to strategically use the insurance, whole life or index universal life. Now we offer both. Now, term insurance is also great. There's nothing wrong with term. I own term insurance, I own whole life, I own index universal life. I have all of them. I have 19 policies. Now, why do I have so many policies? Well, because insurance is a place you park money. It's not an investment. But here's what makes it unique and different. You look at it like a mortgage. So let me break that using house, since everybody buys a house. So in this case, your human self, you're the house. So how much value is you worth? Unfortunately, a lot of us don't look at it that way. I look at it that way. So let's say I say, well, let's just use $100,000. That means if something happens to me, 100,000 goes away, but actually $1 million just left my family, because I would have made $100,000 every year for 10 years, every year for 20 years. That's $2 million if I stayed under 20 years that I could have brought into my family business. But if I go and I die yesterday, then I'm worth $1 million to the family, or $2 million. So I buy a life insurance of $1 million on my life. And then the mortgage payment on that life insurance is the premium. So let's say the premium is $1,000 a month. Out of that $1,000, 500 is going to go to the insurance company. Just like interest goes to the bank when you buy a house. You don't build equity in your house. Even if you have equity in your house in your first year, how much of that equity can you even get out of your house?
Right.
Very little. You have to go through and get pre-qualified. So with life insurance, if you're just paying the 1,000, the other 500 goes towards building interest for you, that you're making money, compounding interest. But here's the kicker. There's a limit that you could put in based on the coverage. So if you have $1 million, you might be able to put up to $20,000 based on your age and the coverage. $20,000 a year instead of just the $1,000, which is $12,000, right? So if you make the extra payment to the life insurance, that's the extra. It's like making the same extra payment on a mortgage. Now you have equity immediately. The way we design the policy, we design it so our client can put money this month, take money out next month. A lot of insurance agents don't know how to do that. That's one reason why it's so unique. Because one thing I want is once people start understanding how you could build a policy, you put money. I have investors that use life insurance. We show them how to use it instead of doing a HELOC, the home equity line of credit that a lot of people preach for people to get. That's the worst thing to ever have. Use life insurance as your home equity line of credit. But instead, cash value life insurance could do the same thing with no credit check. None of that. No income verification. None of that.
You just heard the wealth strategist. I know of a certain strategy when it comes to using insurance, but you are the man, sir, to break it down in such terms that you can take that and just build with that and the strategy behind that. How long did it take you to come up with that type of strategy?
I've been in this business 25 years. I think the first 5 years I was practicing, trying to figure everything out. And I started researching wealthy families, which is why I wrote my book, Creating Generational Wealth. We have a series of them coming out, this year. We're going to pump out some more, creating generational wealth, what the super wealthy know that you need to know. So in that research, I started seeing that banks will loan you money to buy life insurance. But they might sometimes decline you to buy a house. They will never loan you money to invest in the stock market. I'm like, why is that? That banks, there's tons of banks that are willing to loan somebody money to buy life insurance. I'm like, a lot of wealthy people buy life insurance. Even banks have life insurance that they put a lot of money in. So that got me curious about cash value life insurance. And then I started doing research and started realizing, man, you're using a penny to buy a dollar. A penny to buy a dollar. And it's protected. There's no probate court, doesn't touch it. It goes straight to wherever you want your beneficiary to have. And you could even have it avoid estate taxes by making sure. Then we introduce the trust system. A system of trust that will own the life insurance, be the beneficiary of the life insurance. Because when you die, you don't want to be the owner for your insurance policy. When you die, you want another entity to own it. Because if you die and you own life insurance, at death is subject to estate tax. A lot of people don't know that part. They think, I have life insurance tax free. No, it's part of an estate tax bill because the government is very slick. How the government makes money off of taxes. Every dollar you make, 40% of your dollar goes to taxes. We think about just our income tax. How about water tax, food tax, all that? Taxes was introduced to America in 1913. It was supposed to be temporary. 7% was the highest tax bracket. 3 years later, the government is like, wait a minute, we enjoy this income tax, but we're taxing all these people. What happens when they die? We ain't getting any money. They're giving away. We need to introduce what we call death tax. And that's called the estate tax. That's how that was introduced. So 3 years later, in 1916, boom, estate tax came into play, which means anytime you pass away, everything goes to probate court and they got to figure out your estate. And then they'll put a tax bill on you, depending on who the president is. If they've reduced it to $1 million, and that means anything you have over $1 million, if your all your assets is over, it's 10 million. That means your family got to pay estate tax on $9 million. Whew. And that's about 60 to 70%. Crazy.
And so not only do you build wealth with your strategy of insurance, but you understand how to save on taxes, which means that if you're going to build wealth, you have to understand tax strategy. And so with with this this strategy, I'm telling you, it's easy to build wealth. We're going to take a commercial break and come right back and get back in to how he's not going to pay for college for his children. I gotta, we gotta talk about that one because that's a that's a that's a hard one. But we'll talk about that when we get back. Stay tuned.
Are you struggling with anxiety, depression, or relationship issues? Do you feel like you're not living up to your full potential? If so, it's time to seek help from the Allen Counseling Clinic. Our founder, Shelly Allen, is a licensed and certified marriage and family therapist who is dedicated to helping individuals, couples, families, and groups overcome their challenges and reach their goals. With her interactive and innovative approach, Shelly will work with you to create a personalized treatment plan that meets your unique needs and helps you achieve the results you desire. At the Allen Counseling Clinic, we believe that therapy should move you to thrive. Our tagline says it all. We want to help you not just survive, but truly thrive in all areas of your life. With our compassionate and supportive approach, you'll have the guidance and resources you need to make positive changes and live your best life. Don't wait any longer to start your journey to a happier, healthier you. Contact us today to schedule your appointment and experience the difference that therapy at the Allen Counseling Clinic can make. Call us now at 424-295-6227. That's 424-295-6227. Call now.
My kids understand this, even the little ones. I said, while you're growing up, I'm gonna make sure you have a roof over your head, beautiful place you live. You're gonna be able to go wherever you want, get computers for your school. I'm even gonna hire a tutor for you. But your job is to get scholarship, because I ain't paying for college, but I am upset. You could get student loans. There's nothing wrong with it, because that's other people's money. But me, Douglas, pay your college education? Nope, I have no money for that. The only college education I'm paying for is for me to continue to learn from wealthy people and continue to grow the family wealth.
We're back now. I now, if I had a rich daddy and he tell me he not paying for college, I have a straight attitude. But I understand because my children they work and go to school, and they do the same thing. Scholarship, they work, they do their thing. But when it comes to your strategy and you making sure you build the family wealth, and look. Y'all on your own when it comes to that, but I'm over here building our family wealth. Now, when you get done with that, you got something to look forward to. How did they take that when you told them that?
I mean, just like you said, they don't. I don't know how they take it. It doesn't matter to me how they take it. I mean, doesn't mean I don't. I'm not here for their feelings. I mean, just do what you're supposed to do. I mean, of course they don't like it, right? But what is your job, really? What job? What else are you doing? I'm providing electricity. There's kids in Africa that don't have electricity. They're studying, and they're getting scholarships in Africa. I know I've seen some social media posts where a girl came all the way from Africa and got full scholarship here, free ride, right? And studying with a candle, and you here with electricity, you have water to shower, you could eat whatever food you want, and you can't even go to college with full scholarship, because tons of colleges, and there's loads of money, trillions of dollars that go unclaimed. You know how many companies give away scholarship money? All you
Right.
gotta do is apply for it.
Wait,
And then think about it.
so
How many
what you
children?
said what you saying?
Hmm?
Go get that free money because you ain't
Yeah,
getting this money.
no. I've already bought everything. I already paid for it. I paid for your computer. That ain't cheap, right? You go to Best Buy, buy a computer. You want books, I buy the book. You want an egg tutor, so I get the tutor for you. I don't, that's fine. I'm not gonna give you money to go to college and all you're doing, especially when you watch all these movies, you see them kids drinking, they're doing like what, I know what I was doing. I mean, I didn't, that's why I only did high school, because I know what I was doing. I mean, do we think that changed? When I was in school, I was in high school, wasn't even college. At least, thank God I didn't go to college. If I had gone to college, it would have been when I was in high school in Africa, me and my friends will go do beach parties while everybody was studying. We'll get in the car and drive and take the girls out and to the beach in the water. Africa has beautiful beaches, and we go out there and party. So, and your parents are thinking you're in school, you're busy doing stuff. Nah, man. I in my on my watch, you know, hey, listen, so I don't feel guilty, but guess what? Guess what it does? It worked. My daughter got full scholarship
Good.
for
Congrats.
computer science. Full. Man, great. It worked.
But
You
the
know.
thing is that I love that because you worked hard to get to where you are,
Yeah,
and you
man.
did not give up. Let's look at this clip where you're encouraging people not to give up.
I've been in so many situations where I wanted to quit. I wanted to stop. I wanted to put up the flag and say, man, I'm done. But you know what? I wake up the next day and I say, let's do it again. Let's do it again. See, there's nothing wrong with you thinking that in your mind. There's nothing wrong with you saying, can I quit? Or it's okay to think it. But the key is do not take action with that thought. Take action with a different thought, right? A different thought to say, you know what? Let me do it again. It's a new day, a new opportunity, a new world. Let's go. And you come on, you go for it.
Watch a lot of TV anymore. Before, back in the day when I was coming up in the business, when people say that, I'm like, man, how you gonna not watch TV? That's crazy. I want to watch news. But then as I continue to grow in my mind, I realized, man, it's all control. The media, the bank, the government, all three of them, they work together to take your money away from you.
Now, from not giving up, because I know you've been through some trying times, some hard times, and you wanted to give up, you wanted to throw in the towel, and you said, "Look, I'm gonna just give it another day." And then I can see why, because you don't watch TV, you get to the grind. But let's talk about that. Look, let's talk about the times you want to give up. You have to turn off the TV, put down the phone. I can't go out. I need to get on my grind and study and make sure I got what I need in this insurance game. I got what I need in this investing game. And so I need to make sure I got everything that I need education wise so I can go out there and get it and not give up. Talk about that. Talk about the time you want to give up, but you have to dig in.
Yeah, definitely, man. Because a lot of times that negative thought is gonna come, and it comes to everybody. It don't even matter. Even Bill Gates, I'm sure he gets negative thoughts. All of them, everybody. Doesn't matter how big, how much money you have. But the question is, how do you deal with it? I remember driving 3-4 hours to West Virginia to an appointment. I just talked to the people, and they're like, "Yeah, come on over, whatever." And I got there, and they went home. Imagine driving 3 hours. Then one time I flew to Chicago, Illinois to go do a seminar, a recruiting seminar where I had about 100 people booked, like, yeah, we're coming. Then it snowed. So here I'm in a room empty in snowstorm. I'm like, what? All those kind of things will make you want to quit, right? But man, you're like, all right, well, what I do is I turn around and say, well, it's me. When I went to West Virginia and drove there, I said, okay, I ain't driving 3 hours back without an application. So I started knocking on doors and I wrote more business just by going and knocking on doors and closed sales and then came home, right? Because it's this mindset. You stop watching all this negative news. I mean, right now there's so much negative press going on. Oh, America is this, America is that. Oh, the dollar is struggling, this, Russia, China. Who cares about those people? Why are you worried about? Are you the president? Are you a politician? Are you all these politicians? They deal with those people. They deal with, since when did you start working for the Federal Reserve Bank that you worried about the dollar? Don't worry about those things. Focus on your focus. Do what you need to do. Focus on your business. My thing is until the insurance industry starts saying, hey, we're scared. We ain't taking no more US dollar too. Then I'm going to start panicking. When the insurance companies. Now understand this. The US insurance companies, the US life insurance companies have more money. You all pay attention. Have more money than all the world banks combined.
Yes, sir.
The US life insurance company. China, all them China communist country, guess what? All their people put money right here in the US. They don't want to put money in their country because you can't own nothing. The government owns everything. They're struggling. They don't have a lot of people there. That's why they're moving. I just feel sorry for my African brothers there, that the leaders there that just are getting, brainwashed. But that's another conversation for something else. But we're in the strongest country in the world. Forget all these propaganda stuff. Stay focused. See what's going on. This country is powerful, powerful. So this is where I'm betting. I'm betting on them. And we are blessed. God, there's a lot of God's children in this country. So don't worry about all the crazy devil children. Focus on the God's children. That's the thing. We as God's children we get carried away. We start focusing on the wrong things. Instead of put your focus on God and don't worry about whatever is going on that the devils are doing. He ain't affecting you. That's how I do my thing, bro.
That's what I'm talking about. Stay focused on what God purposed you to do, and
That's it.
make sure you're walking out what God told you to do, walking in purpose. And so we know you're walking in purpose, and how you help others, and how you coach others. We talk about your strategy, talk about how you do things with insurance, with the bank, and how you move in investments, and that's wonderful. But all of that means nothing if you're not helping someone. And so
Yeah.
you're not only a businessman, a business owner, own 9 businesses, been in the industry for over 20 years, and you have great some toys and great wealth, but you also focus on helping others. Let's talk about that. Talk about your mentees and how you building them to make sure they're building wealth.
Yeah, so we have a company that in the financial service industry called American Classic Agency. So I started with that company years ago, and today I'm a part owner of the company. One of the pictures you showed earlier was that's my business partner. We're actually doing a grand opening here this Friday in our headquarters in Maryland. Our headquarters used to be in Jacksonville, but when my business partner, his name is Anthony Stewart, and another business partner, Pamela. Percival. So there's three of us that own the company. So now, which also makes us one of the only largest independent marketing organization, black owned and female owned, IMO in the country. So
Wonderful.
we
Congratulations, sir.
thank you, thank you. So we train and motivate and educate our sales force, which are we call them our business partners, and where we teach them the financial concept, because our whole purpose right now and what we're chasing is, we last year we hit a goal where we put about $1 billion of death benefit life insurance in families in America last year. This year we want to do 1.5 billion. But the most important thing is, not only are we helping families become debt free, we're also helping them build wealth at the same time. And we have financial advisors that we mentor all the time, train, teach. And then I also have people outside of that that are part of my mentorship courses that I do. I have paid courses and also have free ones that I show up. If you go on my YouTube page, there's tons, like some of these videos you're picking out, tons of value that I drop every day. I know somebody that sent me a message, said, man, he's not even in my company, but he watches my video, sends it out to his clients, and he closes sales all the time. I said, man, you going to at least send me a check, and say thank you.
Wait, save me my cut, huh? I know that's right. Send me my cut.
But so we have those, and we're constantly looking for people to come join us, because this financial literacy, it doesn't matter how much money you make, but if you don't understand the holes in your financial bucket, see, a lot of people don't realize the amount of holes that is leaking in their financial bucket. That's why I always teach about money and water. They do the same thing. They're looking for the least resistance to get away from you. It's like having water, in a cup like this. This cup is like, the water is like, hey, dude, you need to drink or use me for something. I don't want to just sit in it. I'm water. I'm powerful. If you ignore it and just sit it on the table, guess what the water starts doing? It starts evaporating. Before you know it, all that water is gone. Same thing with your money. Either you're saving it or spending it. You got to find a hole in your financial bucket and plug it.
Woo! Y'all hear the man. Mr. Douglas Ease is the man with the wealth strategy. Listen to these 4 C's right quick. We'll be right back.
Here are the 4 C's to building wealth and packing your money. The first one is compounding interest. The second one is collateral capacity. The third one is cost, opportunity cost. And the fourth and final one is control. You got to be in control of your money. If you don't have that, you have nothing. See you at the top.
I say all the time, I say own nothing but control everything. And let's talk about that first C. That first C got me. Let's talk about that. What's that first C again?
Collateral capacity. I think that's all that I have them. I have them listed: compounding interest, collateral capacity, cost, opportunity cost, and control.
Right.
So we can go anyway. Which one you want to talk about?
Compounding interest is the one I want to talk about, because I teach true passive income, and compounding interest is true passive income, where I don't have to do anything but invest my money and watch my money grow and let it compound over time. And I'm sitting pretty within a couple of months, a year, 2 years, 5 years. And so I don't have to go and change a toilet. I don't have to go change a light bulb. I don't have to have another agency managing my property. I don't have to do any of that. I can just invest my money in certain things and watch it grow compound. And so what I taught my business partner, that his mind was just blown, because he was teaching government contracting for years and showing people how to do government contracting and working very hard in government contracting, making 8 figures. And then I showed him how to take that 8 figures and do something that's called compound interest and grow your wealth and make it just as much or even more money than you're making in government contracting. And so talk about the compounding interest when it comes to the insurance business.
Yeah, definitely. So what I teach is this similar stuff, right? So, but here's how I do it. So before I invest in anything, I dump the money in my cash value life insurance. So we have policies that you could dump. For example, You could dump money in. You could do a single premium. That's on that level of sales that some insurance agents don't even understand. You could dump, let's just say $300,000. Now, out of that 300, once I put it in that single premium whole life policy, I'm able to take out $290,000 of that. So I borrowed 290 from the insurance company. So my 300,000 is still there. Now here's another thing. That 300,000 also gives me a death benefit on my life in case I mess around and pass away. My family will get maybe 600,000 or whatever the death benefit is. So I just double the money for my family immediately. Now, I'm able to go to the insurance company and say, hey, listen, you got 300,000 of my money. I'm earning, let's just say 4% guaranteed interest on that $300,000, right? So it's there. Now, what I want you to do is loan me your money. The insurance company says, okay, based on the amount that you gave us, this is how much you could take out in form of a loan. Just like a bank. If you have equity in your house, you could take out 70%. In this case, with insurance, with this particular product, you could take out up to 85 or 90%. I always like people to take out 80% of it. They take out 80%, then we take that 80% and we put into a land development. Now, that's another level. So what we do is we loan money to developers that build land. That's all they do. Their whole life is to develop land, get it right, and then guess what? They in return they pay you out some good money. So you don't have to go do the land, look for it yourself. You don't have to do any of that. They pay you some good returns on that, and because you're loaning them money.
So I understand that because I run a hedge fund and I do a fund to fund with a larger hedge fund, and we do projects, commercial projects, as well as development projects too as well. And so I understand that. So you're saying that your strategy, coupled with a real estate strategy, it can just change the game. I love that.
Yeah.
I heard you. I heard you, sir. I heard you. And so we gonna talk after the show because we got some things that we're doing and we're doing with some other people, but I want to keep it in the family, and so we can talk about what we're doing. But
And
when it
I'll show you how to use a trust to even flip it some more. That's another level. And show you a different trust that you could use, that Bill Gates uses, that Warren Buffett uses, that all of them use. I'm familiar because guess what? I researched these guys. All of them use this particular trust that I'm talking about. So
Now see you heard it here, folks. He just gave your boy some game, and turned me on to something that's going to take even what I'm doing with me and my business, and even with my business partner to a whole nother level. Listen, you want to get with him, and talk with him. Do a consultation. He's very busy, but go to his website and do a consultation with him, and so he can show you different strategies of how to build wealth. Now, I know because I've been talking to him for years now. I know that he has on his roster celebrities, football players, basketball players, baseball players, and those alike who has built their wealth doing the entertainment industry and things like that. And so they're trying to find out what do I do with it. He shows them how to take their wealth and put it into something like the insurance strategy that he just showed you, investment strategies to help build their wealth. And so I don't care where you are, if you're just starting or if you have millions of dollars, he can show you exactly what to do to grow your wealth and leave a legacy for your family. Listen, thank you for your time, sir. And you have the last words. I'm going to let you close it out right after this clip. And so give us the last word after this clip, and we're going to end it. And I thank you for being on the show. And we got to do this again because I know you got some things coming up and your new book coming out. I want to have you back on the show to introduce your new book. And so people can get that book and make sure they're doing the necessary things to build their wealth. Stay tuned.
yeah.
The mistakes I've seen so many entrepreneurs make is they start their business without building a financial foundation. So think about it. This building that we're in right now, before it was built, what was the first thing they did? The foundation was solid, right? Solid foundation. So when it comes to your business, as an entrepreneur, if you're looking to start a business, what do you think you should have in place first? Well, what happens if that business fails or something happens to you and you can't carry the business forward? Have an agreement with the bank. Every time this person make $1, you have every right to take his dollar that he puts in the savings account at this bank, take that dollar, loan it to somebody on a credit card, charge that person 12 or 18% interest. Take the same dollar, loan it to somebody else on a 5% interest based on their credit, 3%. They loan out your money 7 to 10 times off of the same dollar. The bank is making close to 40% in some cases off of $1, and then they pay you 25%, 0.25% interest. And then you got to still pay taxes on that money, on the profit that you just made. That's wealth transfer occurring on your money. There's two systems in America. There's a system for the wealthy and there's a system for everyone else. Now, when I say the wealthy, I mean the informed wealthy. Because all of a sudden you could become a millionaire. All of a sudden you could become a billionaire. You could sell a product, boom, you're out there. But guess what? You're still in the same circle of people. You still have the same tax person doing your taxes. But you're no longer a civilian. There's ways that the wealthy do it legally. That's why you got to set up a private session so you could get more knowledge.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You got to see, folks. Listen, at the end of the day, it's all about you and your family. Your family comes first. If you're single, you are the family business. By yourself, you are the CEO and the CFO. When you're married, you're the spouse is the CEO. In my house, I'm the CFO. My wife is the CEO of the family business. Our children are employees of the family business. Always think about it. Your family is a business. You have income coming into the family. You have expenses leaving the family. You got to make sure that you protect your family wealth from anything coming to get it. That's why it's very, very important that you protect, and then make sure that nobody can penetrate. Because if you get sued, they come after everything. And they take it. If your house is in your name, they're taking it. You die, the government takes it. God forbid the divorce happen, it's 50-50. So what is it? Make sure you protect your family wealth. Just what it is. Watch what the wealthy people do. They make sure they do what? They have arranged marriage and they keep the wealth in the family forever. So do the same. Don't let it slip out of your family wealth. See you at the top.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you so much. Listen, guys, go to his website, find him on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. He's everywhere. Get his book. On Amazon. Listen, you want to make sure you connect with him today. Today, get with him before you get too busy, and then he'll pass you on to his assistant. Thank you, sir. Until next time, thank you for joining us for TC Allen Show, and with our guest, none other than Douglas Ease. Listen, see you next time on the TC Allen Live Show. This was a banger, y'all. Y'all need to like, tag, and share this. Make sure everyone in your camp, in your neighborhood, in your clique, see this live feed, see this video, see this replay. Listen, you're going to be blessed by it because we're talking about building wealth in the midst of a recession. Yes, you can do it because he just gave you a strategy to do it. Listen, next time, see you soon. God bless.